Okay, let's give you guys a tricky inverse question. So here we've got a function defined by 1 over x. So if I put a 3 into this machine, it will be 1 over 3. It will spit out the number a third. If I put a negative 2 into the machine, it will spit out negative a half. I'll put 1 into the machine. 1 divided by 1 is 1. I want you to come up with an inverse machine where if you put in a third, put it in a third, and it will work backwards to spit out the number 3. If I put in negative a half, it will work backwards to spit out the number negative 2. And if I put in a 1, it will work backwards to spit out the 1. What is the inverse function? So press pause and have a go. It's a tricky one. Okay, so to do this, the trick was to replace this with y. So y equals 1 over x. Now make x a subject. Times both sides by x. So that will then give you this. And you want to make x a subject. So divide both sides by y. So take this down, divided by y. This will be x. And then when it comes to inverse functions, we would switch these two around. So let me just switch these two around, and the inverse function then becomes this. This is your answer here. It will be 1 over x. It's exact same self. So let's check this. It turns out that it would be its exact same self. So let's test it with a third. So you would put a third into here. So you've got 1 on top divided by this number, a third. But then what is 1 divided by a third? So you would visualize as 1 divided by a third. And when it comes to dividing fractions, you would keep the first the same and then multiply by the reciprocal of the second. So that would be 3 over 1. Well, 3 over 1 is the number 3. And then 1 times 3 is the number 3. There, it spits out the number 3. So you can test it with negative a half. So put negative a half into there. So that would be 1 over negative a half. So to do this, you would keep this the same, divided by this weird number, 1 over 2. Let's just do 1 over 2, and then later on there's one negative, so the answer would be a negative. Just bear that in mind. Okay, so to do this, we would keep the first the same, multiply by the reciprocal of the second, and then now 2 divided by 1 is the number 2, and 1 divided by, so 1 times 2 is 2. So the answer is 2. If you get 1 divided by a half, it would be 2, but because there's one negative, it would be a negative. So, well, use whichever method you want. Just get 1 divided by a negative a half. It turns out to be negative 2, which is your answer here. And then if you try it with the last one, put 1 into here. 1 divided by 1 is indeed 1. So basically, we've created our inverse function. This is our inverse function. It would be its exact same self. Okay.